Some of you have asked me to create a video showing the construction of this part as a three-dimensional object. So let's do that. I'm going to click over here in this corner so that we can get a three-dimensional view of that. I'm going to change my current layer to 3D model. And I'm going to start out by creating a polyline, and I'll trace over the exterior portions of this part. I'm going to click on the Move command, and at the keyboard I'm going to type the letter L for last and press the Enter key, so that the last object that was created will be selected. And I'll move that object over to here. I want to create a circle now, or I should say an arc. Let's create a center start end arc where the center point will be a midpoint between 2 points. So I'm going to hold the Shift key down and right click and then click mid between 2 points. I'll click on these 2 points and AutoCAD will find the midpoint for me. So let's click on this point and this point to complete that arc. Now I'm going to click on the Edit Polyline tool and ask AutoCAD to edit that polyline, and then I'll click on Join. I want that polyline joined to this arc. So I'll right click and then press the Enter key. Now you can see that this is just one object. I'm going to click on the Tools pull down menu, click on Toolbars, AutoCAD, and I'll click on Modeling. Now I'll click on the Extrude tool. Let's extrude this shape that we just created. I'll click on that, right click, and click Enter. And now I'll extrude it in this direction by 1 unit. Let's go back to this Polyline tool, and I'm going to create a polyline. Type C for close to close that polygon, and then I'm going to move, and at the keyboard again I'll type the letter L for last and press the Enter key. Now I want to move that polyline exactly from that intersection over to this intersection. I'll click on the Extrude tool and then click on the last polygon I created, and I'll extrude it in this direction by 1.5 units. Now I'm going to select this Union tool. This is a Boolean union. I'll click on that and ask AutoCAD to create a union out of each of these 2 separate solids. Now as you can see, they now represent one solid object. The next thing I'm going to do is select a polyline, or I shouldn't say select a polyline, but we'll use the polyline tool to draw a line from this point to this point, and I want that line to be drawn perpendicular to here, and now I'll type the letter C to close that polygon. I'll use the Mirror tool to mirror that object about the midpoint of that line, and now I'm going to use that Extrude tool, and I'm going to extrude both of those triangles in this direction by 1 unit. The next thing I'm going to do is use this Align tool, and I'm going to align both of these objects. so that my first source point will be matched to this destination point. My second source point will be matched to that destination point, and my third source point will be matched to this destination point. Now I'll use the subtract tool and subtract from the larger solid each of the two smaller solids. If I click View, Visual Styles, and click Conceptual, you can see we have a different representation of this so that we see it more as a solid object.